The stone walls of Blackwood Academy always seemed to whisper. For most students, they whispered secrets of ancient spells, or the best time to catch the moonlight for a perfect transformation. For me, they just whispered my name. Leo, the Powerless one. You see, Blackwood isn't your average prep school. My roommate Silas is a vampire who complains if I open the blinds too early. My best friend, Maya, is a werewolf who can tell you what the cafeteria is serving just by sniffing the air from our dorm. Witches practice levitation in the courtyard, and zombies. Well, the zombies mostly shuffle around the gardening club, surprisingly good with plants. And then there's me. Plain, human me. My parents, both powerful sorcerers, sent me here with your powers are just late bloomers. Leo, my dad would say, they'll manifest when you're ready. But freshman year turned into sophomore, and now, halfway through junior year, nothing. I was the school's resident dud, a ghost among monsters. The bullying wasn't physical. It was worse. It was the pitying looks, the way conversations would halt when I walked by, the accidental exclusion from study groups that required, actual powers. Every day was a fresh reminder of what I wasn't. But then, the disappearances started. First, it was a pixie from the freshman class. They're flighty creatures, so nobody thought much of it. Then, a gnome from the gardening club vanished. The teachers started looking concerned when a junior werewolf, one of the biggest guys in our year, disappeared from his locked dorm room. Panic set in. There was something in the school. Something hunting us. The headmistress, a centuries-old enchantress, sealed the school grounds. No one in, no one out. The whispers from the walls grew louder, more frantic. I started getting headaches, sharp and blinding, that came and went like a flickering light. During one particularly bad episode in the library, I was gripping my head when I saw it, just for a second. The world seemed to peel back, and I saw threads, glimmering, crimson threads, attached to every student. Silas had a deep, velvety one. Maya's was a vibrant, almost wild red, but some threads were frayed, and 3 were cut, snipped clean. The pixie, the gnome, the werewolf. I stumbled back, knocking a pile of books to the floor. The vision vanished. I tried to tell Silas, but he just patted my shoulder. You're stressed, Leah. We all are. He thought I was hallucinating. Maybe I was. The next night, the whispers in my head became a scream. I jolted awake, my heart hammering. I knew, with a certainty that terrified me, that someone else was gone. The next morning, a Sirena girl known for her beautiful voice was reported missing. The school was a tinderbox of fear. That day, my headache was a constant, agonizing throb. As I walked down a corridor, I saw one of the school bullies, a vampire named Kale, cornering a young witch. He was taunting her, his fangs slightly extended. As my anger flared, a strange heat flooded my veins. My vision warped again. I saw Kale's crimson thread, and next to him, the witch's, which was flickering, pale with fear. But this time, I saw something else. Attached to Kale wasn't just his own thread. Faint, almost invisible tendrils snaked from him, connecting to the spots where the missing students once stood. The threads were translucent, as if he'd absorbed them, and trailing from his back was a 4th, freshly stolen thread, the sirens. My power wasn't late. It just wasn't like theirs. I didn't move things with my mind or change my shape. I could asterisk see. Asterisk life. I could see the vital essence, the very soul of a person, as a crimson thread. And I could see when it had been stolen. Kale turned, his eyes locking onto mine. He must have felt my stare. His smug grin faltered, replaced by a flicker of confusion, then recognition. He saw something in my eyes. He smiled, a slow, predatory curve of his lips. Well, he hissed. His voice, a low threat. The little dud finally bloomed. He took a step towards me, and I saw it clearly now. His own thread wasn't a deep, rich crimson like Silas's. It was a sickly, mottled color, woven from the stolen threads of others. He wasn't just a vampire. He was a parasite. My heart was a drum against my ribs. Every instinct screamed at me to run, but my feet were led. He was the one hunting students, draining not just their blood, but their very life force to fuel his own dwindling power. And now, he knew that I knew. You have a very bright thread, Leo, Kale whispered, his eyes glowing with hunger. Brighter than any I've seen. Untouched. Pure. He was in front of me now, the cold of his presence chilling my skin. I could feel a pull, a sickening tug at my very core, as if he was already trying to latch onto my thread. My headache exploded into searing white pain. My vision swam with crimson. I saw the threads of everyone in the hallway, a vibrant, panicked tapestry. I saw Kale's corrupted thread reaching for mine, and in that moment of pure terror, I felt my power, my asterisk, real asterisk power for the first time. It wasn't just about seeing. My hands clenched into fists. I focused on Kale's thread, the ugly, stitched-together thing. With a scream that was torn from my own throat, I didn't just look. I pulled. The effect was instantaneous. Kale howled, a sound of pure agony, stumbling back as if I'd physically struck him. The translucent threads connecting him to his victims flared violently and then snapped, whipping back to the empty spaces they belonged to. His own thread, now stripped of its stolen power, withered to a dull, faded wisp. Ekoyap's head, looking ancient and frail, his fangs receding, the glow in his eyes extinguished. He was just a weak, pathetic creature now. Silence descended on the corridor. Everyone was staring, not at the withered form of Kale on the floor, but at me. Their expressions weren't pitying anymore. They were a mixture of awe and raw, primal fear. The whispers from the walls of Blackwood Academy changed that day. They no longer called me the Powerless One. Now, when I walk the halls, I hear a new word, spoken with reverence and terror. They call me the Soul. The headaches are gone, but I see the threads all the time now. A beautiful, fragile, crimson tapestry that connects everyone. And I know, with chilling certainty, that I'm the only one who can cut them. My power, finally, came in, and it terrifies me more than any monster in this school ever could. Thank you for watching. If that sent a shiver down your spine, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more tailies from the shadows. See you next time.